the movie of that game that you used to play when you were a child. That is when you and your friends used to get together and you were all army soldiers. We were obsessed with dinosaurs. We loved dinosaurs. We just wanted to be army soldiers that went up against dinosaurs. Jurassic Park came out and it was like, wow, dinosaurs are back. Dinosaurs are real. We're finally going to get a movie where army soldiers take on dinosaurs. That never really happened in any kind of real degree when it came to those Jurassic Park movies. But now, director Luke Sparke has come forward with Primitive War, which is basically that movie. And spoiler alert, it's pretty freaking awesome. We're going to talk about Primitive War. We're going to do what I normally do, that is to talk about the plot of the movie. Then I'll get into the cast and crew of the movie. Then I'll get into what I did and didn't like about this movie. Then we will talk about my final Nerdly Presents Off the Reel review rating. This is Nerdly Presents Off the Reel. You can go over to the website, nerdly.co.uk. When I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm absolutely watching this. Now, it's not a massive budget like you would normally see in a dinosaur movie where it's like $200 to $300 million budget. This, I believe, is like an estimated $7 million budget. But my God, if this is what Luke Sparke can do with this cast and crew on $7 million, that's unbelievable. I did also a year ago see a movie from Luke Sparke called Bring Him to Me, which was like a slow burn thriller kind of crime drama with Barry Pepper that I absolutely adored. Nothing like this, of course. And then he also made Occupation Rainfall, which is a damn fine movie. If you give it a chance, you will really enjoy it. But now we have Primitive War. That's what we're here to talk about. Let's get into the movie and I'll talk about the plot. IMDb tells us the plot of this movie is Vietnam, 1968. A recon unit known as Vulture Squad is sent to an isolated jungle valley to uncover the fate of the missing Green Beret platoon. They soon discover they are not alone. And yeah, that is pretty much the plot of this movie in a nutshell, but we'll dive a little bit deeper than that. And right up front at the start of this movie, we see the Green Berets that we are told about in the synopsis. The Green Berets are out in the jungle and they are being taken apart by some unknown force. They get on the radio, they get on the blower, and they're like, guys, we need help out here. We've been taken apart by whatever this thing is. We then kind of like smash cut into the daytime and it says Vietnam on the screen, 1968. So yes, we are dealing with a Platoon, Apocalypse Now style movie. We even have the same kind of soundtrack, you know, so glad you made it. So that's like playing, which you get in like almost every war movie ever. And we meet Baker and his team, which is the Vulture Squad. They're out there doing a mission. They're an awesome team and they have a little bit of notoriety in amongst the rest of the troops. So they get called in by Colonel Jericho, and Colonel Jericho is like, right, I sent a team of Green Berets into this valley. They've gone missing. We don't know what's happened. We need some badass hombres to go in there and find out what has happened. Hopefully save them. But most of all, just tell me what the hell's going on in that valley. And he doesn't really want to tell them anything else. When they do ask him more, it's kind of like, it's classified. You know, that good old American, that's classified. You don't need to know. So that is kind of your plot. And we spend a little bit of time with the troops before they have to go on their mission, getting to know some of these guys, and then they go out together into the valley. But when they get to the valley, after a little while, they realize that actually they don't have to worry about the Vietnamese. They have to worry about something a whole lot bigger and a whole lot worse. Dinosaurs. There's this big group of Russian people in the middle of Vietnam. I don't know why. Does it make sense? I don't really care because it's fun. And it turns out they are running this like research facility, but things have gone a little bit haywire and now we have dinosaurs in the Vietnam jungle. So let's get into our cast and crew because honestly, that's where this movie absolutely lives. Number one, starting with the Vulture Squad team leader, Ryan Kwanten plays Baker. Ryan Kwanten, you might remember from True Blood as Jason Stackhouse, and you might, if you want to go even further back, he was Vinny in like Home and Away or Neighbours. I think it was Home and Away. He was Vinny in that, and I remember him from that shit. Like, I'm that old. That's how old I am. But then, of course, he had this really big resurgence when True Blood came around, and he was absolutely excellent in that. This is a starring role for him. Yes, he's the lead, obviously, and I was super happy just to see how good he can be when let off the leash, but also given a group of actors and a group of guys he can work alongside that that are just as good. Colonel Jericho is played by Jeremy Piven, and it's amazing to see Jeremy Piven again. The last time I saw Jeremy Piven in anything that I thought he was as good as he is in this movie was Smoking Aces, a film I absolutely adore, and I unashamedly will shout that from the rooftops. Of course, he also did the TV show Entourage, and then kind of after that has sort of gone away. I believe because he was just too good in Entourage. He was kind of just too believable, and people kind of thought, you know, where does Jeremy Piven end and Ari begins? Or are they just the same person? In this, I loved what he's doing. He's massively overacting. He's giving his dialogue. He's hamming it up. He gets to say like the 0 Dark 30 line. He gets to say that's classified. He gets to be that American troop commander colonel that you would expect to see in a 1968 Vietnam movie. He's Robert Duvall. Basically, he's Robert Duvall in this movie. Tricia Helfer is sort of the female lead of the movie. So this is where we'll talk a little bit about how the dinosaurs are even in this movie. So she plays this like Russian scientist who's married onto this guy who has created in Vietnam in 1968 a kind of Hadron Collider which sort of creates a black hole in the middle of Vietnam, and it goes to, you guessed it, the dinosaur times, and that's what brings them into 1968. So it's a little bit of an alternate history kind of thing that we're doing here, but yet dinosaurs come through that wormhole. I really like Tricia Helfer's character of Sophia. She really grounds a lot of what we're doing, and when it comes to characters, we have some really cool characters in this movie, but she's really fleshed out. She's doing a lot with this film. And then some of our other army guys that I think are really, really worth mentioning. We have Anthony Ingruber as Keys. We have Aaron Glenn as Logan, Carlos Sanson Jr. as Leon, and Albert Mwangi as Miller. This is the heart of the movie for me, the heart and the soul of the movie for me. I love the army sections, I love the dinosaurs, I love all of that, but I thought this squad of guys really, really work together, and they're really, really believable. You totally believe their characters. You totally believe that they've been to war together. Special, massive, huge mention goes to Aaron Glenane, who plays kind of the sniper of the team. He has some unbelievable scenes in this movie that I just truly couldn't believe Luke Sparke was putting in this movie. There's this whole scene where he's kind of like lost it a little bit, kind of gone down that Colonel Kurtz sort of road, and he's just checking out the dinosaurs through his sniper rifle, and he's kind of just shooting, taking pot shots, not really doing any damage, because he's kind of just lost it, taking a little bit of a walk off the map. It looks like he's about to commit suicide because some of the members of the team tell him, shut it down, step back, you've gone a bit too far, bring it back, rein it in. And then he takes that as, I need to just take my own life, I need to kill myself. And it's such a heartbreaking, but also warm and believable and well written, well acted, well played moment of the movie. And when Ryan Kwanten steps in to kind of stop him from pulling that trigger, it's an amazing moment in this movie. So now I'm going to get into what I did and didn't like, but I'm also going to start with director Luke Sparke. Unbelievable job this man has done with this movie. Is this movie perfect? Not quite, but this is an independent movie that's punching way above its weight, and it's way better than it really does have any right to be. And with that comes the dinosaurs, the VFX, the special effects, creating dinosaurs on the screen. They absolutely hang with the best of the dinosaur movies that we have seen over the past. This movie, in moments, not all the time, but in moments, absolutely hangs with them, but not only hangs with them, kind of surpasses them. Does scenes way better than those movies could ever have dreamed of doing. There are moments where it is quite janky, it's quite ropey, the effects are very much, yes, that is a CGI dinosaur, and I can absolutely tell. There are moments like that, don't get me wrong, but in those moments, I also kind of feel that they know what they're dealing with here. They know what they have, what they don't have, so they lean into that. If this is what this man can do with 7 million, and as I mentioned, I've also seen Occupation Rainfall, which I thought was an excellent movie, a lot of special effects in there, and I thought he'd done a great job of that. I'm just super impressed with Luke Sparke. That's one of the things that I love about this movie, is what he's done with what he's had. This also does lead me into something that I didn't love. I love the back and forth with all of our soldiers. I love the dialogue that's going on. I love the way they're all playing these characters. But sometimes in this movie, because this movie's about 2 hours, 10 minutes, it doesn't necessarily need to be that long, because sometimes we stop the movie dead in its tracks for a bit of an exposition dump. It means that we're taking stuff away from the big dinosaur moments, and we do get some amazing big dinosaur moments, and it leads me to think that we could have maybe had some more, but we kind of stop to have some banter on the boat as they're going to the island. We stop to have some banter in the plane as they're going to the mission. We stop to have some banter before the big climax of the movie. It's the team being the team, but I did already feel like we had enough of an idea of who this team were. We get it. Vulture Squad are a well-rounded, well-put-together group of individuals who all work really well. I just didn't need you to stop the movie again and tell me about that. Now, also, this is based on a novel, and I have seen a certain few places where people have been writing things saying that it does stick quite true to the novel, and he tries to get as much of the novel in there. That's brilliant. I absolutely agree with that. One of the things that people always complained about Jurassic Park was that some of the Michael Crichton novel never made it into that original movie, and that was a big, big downer because those scenes and those bits were awesome and they were what people wanted. So I understand that sometimes you have to go either or. I just feel like for a 2 hour and 10 to 2 hour and 15 movie, this could have probably been a cool 1 hour 40. Also, something I love, I've already mentioned it, the CGI. I think the dinosaurs look great. We get T-Rexes, we get Velociraptors, we get Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Pterodactyls, and they are all eating the shit out of humans. And that, my friends, is what Jurassic Park should always have been. Soldiers going in, taking on dinosaurs, and getting eaten to shit. The body count in this movie is awesome. The kills in this movie from our dinosaurs are awesome. The blood, the gore, the guts, all of it is awesome. We get some really, really cool deaths, including one guy who kind of gets his guts ripped out, ripped open, and stays alive for a little bit longer than you would hope. And yeah, I was there for it. I was absolutely there for it. The soundtrack in this movie is awesome, as you would always expect from one of these like war movies that we've had going through the years. You know, Platoon had an awesome soundtrack. Apocalypse Now has an awesome soundtrack. This is just an amazing blend of army, military, soldiers versus dinosaurs that I didn't see coming. As much as I wanted this film to be great, I didn't expect it to be this great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Probably the most fun I've had this year with a movie. No, actually, yeah. This was the most fun I've had this year with a movie. It's hard to argue that they didn't do a fantastic job. It's hard to argue that they didn't put their heart and soul into this thing and bring us something that we were not expecting. So yes, Luke Sparke and the rest of your team, I am there for you. I salute all of you for what you have done with this movie. I'm going to go into my final Nerdly Presents Off the Reel review rating. I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 5. And the reason is because I really want people to check this movie out. Yes, okay, it does get a bit long because we pad out some of those dialogue scenes. But those dialogue scenes, when you really think about it, are quite crucial. There is a moment in this movie where a certain character does die that I'm not going to talk about. It is a little bit of a spoiler. But there's a character that dies, and it flashes amongst other members of the team that you just sit there and you're like, holy shit, like, where did that come from? That really hit me emotionally, but they'd already set that up because I truly believed he felt that way about this team. And that's what I mean. It hits emotional beats. So yes, although I do feel like it's padded out a little bit, those moments are completely earned because of what they did earlier. So it's a bit of a weird one. It's a bit nitpicky, but I can't not say it. But I do kind of have to defend it because honestly, I don't think this movie did a lot wrong. And I think for the money they had, for the scale this movie is, the cinematography, my God, I've not even mentioned the cinematography, and it looks gorgeous. We're doing scaping shots. It looks like a war movie. It looks like we're going into battle when they're going over the tops of the trees, and the trees are all down because the dinosaurs have gone running through them. Like, that's the kind of production that I just love. You can't fake it. You have to make it. And that's why I'm going to give Luke Sparke and his team and this movie, Primitive War, a 5 out of 5 because it's the most fun I've had with a movie this year. It's the most fun I've had with a dinosaur movie in God knows how long. It took the time to bring us a really good cast that worked really well together. Some people you won't know, some people you will know, but they all work together. They put them in scenes with dinosaurs that actually looked like the dinosaurs were there. They were scalable, they were real. It all worked for me. Military versus monsters, man versus monsters. If you like any of that, hell, if you like time travel movies, turns out this might be your movie. It's a little bit sci-fi in certain places, and if we're building a franchise here, I'm all for that, because we do kind of blow shit up towards the end of the movie. We do blow a lot of shit up because there's explosions everywhere. It's a war movie, you have to expect it, but I think we definitely have space, especially that look from Jeremy Piven at the end. 100%, I want to see more of this movie. I will definitely watch this film again. I want all of you to watch this movie. Have you seen Primitive War? Please do let me know down below in the comments if you think I'm dead wrong, what you think I'm wrong about, if you think I'm right, if you are happy that this movie is getting the love that it actually deserves. Hit me down below in the comments and we can talk more about this film. That's where I like to keep the conversation going. I look forward to Luke Sparke bringing us more movies. I believe he's doing an Occupation Rainfall 2. And Ryan Kwanten is always a name that I look forward to seeing on the poster, and I will definitely be checking out anything else he does. But what I will say is, it's also restored a little bit of faith in me that Jeremy Piven is still out there, still cutting his teeth, still grinding in the job, and just doing what he does best. Piven's a great, great actor. I feel like he just kind of got into that Entourage TV show and he was too good at the character. But yes, I'm going to go. Please do check it out. This has been Nerdly. Please do go over to the website nerdly.co.uk. You can check out all the reviews over there. We've got lots of different voices over there that talk about lots of different films. Go check out all them. And remember, gang, if I don't see you in the cinema, I'll see you in the next review. For now, Primitive War, it's a 5 out of 5. I fucking love this movie.